Hey there, 8th graders. Welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped to have you here. Today we're diving into something that, well, it sounds like high-level math, but it's actually a secret code to understanding how the whole world works. We're talking about exponential modeling. But it's not just numbers on a page. We're also going to look at the wisdom of faithful growth. As you'll see today, you're going to learn exactly how tiny, almost invisible inputs can literally explode into massive, life-changing results.
So, let me ask you this. What do viral apps, vast wealth, and your daily spiritual choices all have in common? I know, it sounds kind of like a trick question, right? You're probably sitting there thinking, what does a trending game on my phone have to do with my bank account? Or better yet, my spiritual life? Well, the secret connection, the hidden engine driving literally all of these things, is the absolute powerhouse of multiplication.
All right, Section 1, the power of multiplication. Small inputs, massive results.
Okay, let's dive right into this. To really get how things grow in the real world, we've got to grasp the sheer power of multiplication. When things grow fast, whether we're talking about money, digital data, or even a positive movement, modeling that growth gives you a massive advantage. It gives you real insight. Take Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. It says, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise." Now, you might wonder why we were talking about a Bible verse and a math lesson. Well, understanding exponential growth actually helps us make wise, careful decisions. Scientists, economists, business leaders, they don't just guess. They build math models to predict the future so they can make the smartest choices today. And we're going to learn how to think exactly like them.
Moving on to Section 2, Your App Launch Challenge. You are the modeler.
All right, it is time for you to step up. I want you to imagine you are the lead marketing director for a brand new, highly anticipated game app. The whole shebang is on you. Your success depends totally on your ability to predict the future of this app. Okay, so it's launch day, you hit the big green button, release the app to the public, and boom! By the end of the day, you get an exciting initial burst of exactly 100 downloads. Not bad, right? It's a really solid start. 100 real people are playing your game. But the real magic isn't that starting number, it's what happens next.
Because you see, your app has a superpower. It is wildly engaging, and people are instantly telling their friends. Because of this, your downloads aren't just adding up, they are multiplying. Every single day, your total downloads are multiplied by 1.5. That is your growth factor. Basically, it means you keep all the downloads you had yesterday, plus you gain 50% more every single day.
So the crucial point here is how we actually track and predict this explosive growth. We're going to conquer this challenge by following 5 exact steps. First, we write our function. Second, we predict exactly where we'll be on day 5. Third, we graph it so we can actually visualize the growth. Fourth, we compare our exponential model against a competitor's linear model. And finally, step 5, we decide the ultimate winner. Let's get to work.
Which brings us to Section 3, exponential versus linear growth, the math showdown. Now, to really appreciate the superpower of our 1.5 multiplier, we need a head-to-head showdown. We're putting multiplying up against adding, exponential versus linear growth. Let's look at our competitor. Imagine a rival app launches on the exact same day. They also start with 100 downloads, but their marketing strategy is totally different. They guarantee steady, consistent growth by adding exactly 200 new downloads every single day. No multipliers here, just a flat, reliable plus 200. And that, my friends, is what we call linear growth. Let's check the scoreboard and see how this builds day by day. On day 0, both apps start at 100. Now watch day 1. Our exponential app grows to 150, but the linear app jumps all the way to 300. On day 2, we hit 225, but linear is already at 500. Wow. By day 3, we're at 338, and linear is just cruising at 700. So yeah, the linear model starts off incredibly fast because adding 200 is a huge jump early on. But take a closer look at the math happening in that exponential column. We aren't just adding a flat rate. The amount we grow by is getting bigger and bigger every single day. We are quietly building unstoppable momentum.
And by day 5, things get really interesting. Our exponential model is at 759 downloads, while the linear model is sitting pretty at 1,100. Now, if you were a business leader who didn't really understand math, you might totally panic. You'd look at this and think the linear model is way better because technically, on day 5, it's still winning. And this right here shows exactly why it is absolutely vital to check our models for reasonableness over time rather than just panicking over a short-term snapshot.
So, I'm putting the question to you. Based on the trajectory of the data we just analyzed, who is going to win this race? We know the linear model crosses the 1,000 mark right around day 5, but think about the way our multiplier is accelerating. What's the ultimate fate of our exponential app? Take a second. Predict the winner.
All right, here is the thrilling answer. Exponential wins the long game. No contest. See, while linear starts out super strong and hits those early milestones with steady addition, the exponential model's multiplication will always, literally without fail, eventually accelerate past it. After day 5, that 1.5 multiplier is no longer multiplying tiny numbers, it's multiplying hundreds, then thousands, then millions. When you are playing the long game, multiplication utterly destroys addition.
All right, Section 4. Multiplying your faithful choices. The math of the soul.
Okay, I want you to take off your business leader hat for just a second. Let's talk mentor to student. We've mastered the math of the physical world, the apps, the data, the downloads. But here is a really profound truth. The math of the universe is also the math of the soul. Seriously, the exact same exponential principles apply to your own personal character. Think about it. In our app model, small math inputs, just multiplying by 1.5, compounded into this massive, unstoppable growth. Well, in your daily life, small, faithful choices compound into a life that honors God and impacts the world around you in ways you can't even imagine. The habits you start today, they're multiplying, exactly like those app downloads. So, what do these small inputs actually look like? Well, they're the simple things we talk about in our biblical morality tip. It's telling the truth, even when it's super uncomfortable. It's going out of your way to help someone who's struggling. It's setting aside just a few minutes every single day to spend time with God. Individually, on day 1, these might seem as small as 100 app downloads. But when you are consistent, when you show up every day doing good, you apply a spiritual multiplier to your life. God multiplies your faithfulness, and before you know it, the impact of your character is completely exponential.
This leads us right into Section 5, Education and Morality Intertwined, the HeroesMart philosophy.
And this brings us to the ultimate why behind today's explainer, which sits at the very heart of the HeroesMart Academy Godly Learners series. See, we don't just teach math in a vacuum. We believe that education and morality have to be deeply intertwined. You just can't have one without the other and expect to live a truly successful life. Let me ask you a very direct question. What is the point of being smart and supposedly highly educated if you continue to make bad choices that hurt yourself and the people around you? I mean, being able to calculate exponential functions makes you smart for sure, but having the moral compass to use that intelligence for good, that makes you wise. Education without morality isn't just incomplete. It's honestly a tool that can ultimately hurt you.
But when you combine a sharp, educated mind with a rock-solid moral foundation, you unlock a really powerful promise. Romans chapter 8, verses 6 through 7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. And guys, this isn't just some nice thought on a greeting card. It is an active, real-world experience. Just like a beautifully crafted math model brings total clarity to confusing data, making wise, carefully modeled spiritual choices brings total peace of mind to your life.
So, 8th graders, as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with this one vital thought. Education without morality will hurt. You have seen the math. You've seen how small, consistent inputs literally explode into massive results over time. You are the modeler of your own life. So the big question is, how will you multiply your wisdom today? What small, faithful choice are you going to make right now that will exponentially bless your future? I want you to really think about it, act on it, and then watch your life grow. Keep learning, keep growing, and I will catch you in the next explainer.